Hey guys, good morning. It is March 5th, 2022. And today and I know I keep pronouncing her name wrong. I'm gonna try. We're gonna be talking about Sarai, Abram's wife, or Abraham's wife. And the subtitle of this next chunk of verses is The Promise Affirmed. Sarai is named Sarah. So we're in Genesis chapter 17, verse 15 through Genesis chapter 17, verse 16. So I'm going to read it and we're going to talk about it. Then God said to Abraham, regarding Sarai, your wife, her name will no longer be Sarai. From now on, her name will be Sarah. And I will bless her and give you a son from her. Yes, I will bless her richly, and she will become the mother of many nations. Kings of nations will be among her descendants. Does this sound familiar? It should. God renamed Abraham. He gave him a new identity. God is renaming Sarai and giving her a new identity, and that's Sarah. God is saying Abraham is going to be the father of all nations, and Sarai is going to be the mother of all nations. And when you look at this, remember, Sarah was barren. Sarah is barren. She cannot have children. But God is saying, this is what I said I'm going to do, and this is what I'm going to do. So he is already confirming that she is going to have a baby. She's going to have a son, and through that son, there's going to be nations and descendants and all those things. And kings will be a part of that. Sometimes we need to look at the promises God gives us, and we need to say, okay, Lord, I know you've made this promise, but I need you to rename me. I need you to give me a new identity. And that's what Jesus does. Jesus, if we fully commit ourselves to Jesus, we get a new identity. We get a new name. Instead of being children of the world, we become children of God. And in that becomes our identity. That becomes what we should want to be. We want to change. And not because we're being forced to. Not because we're being, told to. But it's because the Holy Spirit is changing our hearts. And making us not want to sin, but yet be righteous. So when we look at the promises and the blessings God says he's going to give us, we need to remember two things. One, it comes from him. And two, we need to be ready for this. We need to be ready for the blessing that it gives us. And sometimes we need to get changed first. Sometimes we need our identity shifted and our thought process shifted and all that stuff so that we can be ready for the blessing that God gives us. So he renames us. He changes our hearts. And it's not instantaneous sometimes. It's not, right away, but slowly, patiently, he changes us until we are ready, until we are a new creation in his image. It's hard sometimes. And we're going to see this in the next couple verses. It's hard for us to say, but I know you want to do this, but I don't know how. I don't know how you're going to do this. And we don't always need to know how. We just need to know that we need to trust. Where is God changing your name? changing your identity? Where is God saying, that's no longer right? It's never been right, but your heart says it's no longer right. You no longer want the things you wanted before, or you no longer believe the things you used to believe as truth is truth. It's hard, especially living in a society that we do, where it's a self-driven, my truth is my truth and your truth is your truth. It's hard. It's hard to understand. But that's where the Holy Spirit comes in. That's where Jesus comes in. And it's patience. It's slow. It's not instant, because we're not being forced to do these things. We are not being forced to change. But we are being reminded that God does not want us to do these things or think this way or whatever it may be. So I have two questions. First one is, where is God telling you you may need to change your thought pattern, or you may need to change something in your life? And where is it that He's being patient and helping you through? I hope you see that God is trying to change your name. God is trying to change my name. God is trying to change us so we can get the blessings that He has for us. Just like Sarai became Sarah, Abram became Abraham. They became the father and the mother of all nations. It's a huge blessing. But they had to have a name change first. They had to have a new identity. Where's your new identity? I hope you guys see Jesus in all you do. And I hope that you see God's promise all around you. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.